Say it with me. I refuse to remain the same. Each day, I'm growing, learning, and evolving into a better version of myself. What I was yesterday is not who I am today, and I will continue striving to be the best I can be. The season has changed. Welcome to Unfiltered Grace. I am your host, Nthabi. Hey sis, first of all, let me just say this. Sis, give yourself grace is going nowhere. What I'm doing now is giving you an opportunity to have unfiltered grace. So, with that said, real fam, sis, give yourself grace has changed its name. It has changed to unfiltered grace. I am allowing you an opportunity to be as raw as possible, to just be you. Nothing else, nothing has changed. Yes, you are giving yourself a lot of grace, sometimes through judgment. But right now, I want you to have unfiltered grace, to come as you are. When you come to my platform, come as you are. So, with that said, I'm also allowing the men in the world, I almost said the men in our lives, but the men across the globe to also be a part of our conversations. We don't exist alone. We have men in our lives. I've got brothers, I've got a father, I've got cousins, male friends, and I saw it fit to also include them as part of our conversations. So, sis, give yourself grace. The hashtag continues. We can continue with that. But at the same time, we are allowing ourselves to have unfiltered grace. So now, this is an official introduction to the new podcast. Yay! I'm excited about that. And it has been a few days, a few weeks of a lot of praying about it, a lot of questioning God about it, a lot of where do I start? How do I go about it, God? Why should it be unfiltered? Why is it unfiltered grace? Why is that why is it that unfiltered happens to be the word that kind of pops up? Because I mean, grace has always been there. Sis, give yourself grace. You get it? So I think this was, in a way, God having a conversation with me to say, but you have this platform, you call it Real Talk with Nthabi, and you're basically saying you're having real conversations. So why not have unfiltered conversations? Conversations that are raw, right? Conversations that are pure. There's this fly moving around, but we're not gonna focus on that. Candid and candid conversations, like for you to come as you are, because I think most of the time we find it so hard to be ourselves. Like, for example, you get invited to an interview, it becomes so hard for you to be yourself. In actual fact, I'm going to share a personal story, and I think this will somehow put you at ease in terms of what you can expect on this platform. So I think a year ago, if not 2 years ago, time flies actually. Probably 2 years ago. I think it's been 2 years. Mpumile Dwaba, who happens to be my sis. If you know, there's this fly, guys. I cannot stand it. Anyway, if you know Mpumi, you know how much I appreciate her. You know how much I appreciate her content. I really look up to her in many ways. She's younger than me. I'm like 7 years older. But I don't look at inspiration through age, but I just look at what I can take from you, what inspires me from you. So I've been following her content for the longest time. If you know, you know. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know very well that Mbumi happens to be someone that really is close to my heart. She's the same age as my sister, actually. So in her, I've found a sister, not only someone that I look up to. I remember just watching her on the side of the screen, watching her work, and just admiring the work that she does, and actually soaking into that, and really helping myself to develop, to try and be the best version of myself through her teachings, right? And not only that, I remember her first video, First Things First, on YouTube, had like a really got to me, to a point where actually at that season what was happening in my life is that my relationship with God was just decadating. I like to say decadating. It was a bit shaken, and she used to do like Bible studies and all that. And that video really helped me to realign myself to God, to find God again for myself. And it's really the best thing that I feel like I've ever done for myself. And I'm super grateful that I get to, connect with people that really can inspire me to really be good or do good, or find the goodness that I have. Because it's not about looking at what another person is doing and trying to copy that or replicate that, but it's about you learning from what they're saying or their teachings and all that. So that to me has just been the most amazing thing. So fast forward, Mpumi invited me to a podcast. It was myself, her, and Yivi, Yvonne Shabangu. She's doing amazing as well. She has a podcast here on YouTube. So you can check it out. I'll put the name here or put it on the comment section. Actually, look at the description. You can check her out, even in Bumi's channel. I'll put it down there. You're welcome to check it out. Amazing girl. Love her. She's a fitness guru. She has actually transformed her body in more ways than one. She's an amazing attorney. Listen, the list goes on, but it's not about that now. The conversation is about the invitation that I got when Mpumi invited us there. When you find yourself in a room with someone that you look up to. And I remember some of the conversations Mpumi would say, and even touching or quoting from Oprah Winfrey as well, and some of the iconic people, like, for example, who's that? Oprah Winfrey always emphasized the fact that you should make excellence your brand, to work on being excellent. And one thing that I learned from Boom is that her content is just too amazing. She puts in the work. Whatever that she says, she does. And let me tell you something, before she does something, before she says something, or she suggests that you do something, she does it before. Like, you can never hear her say something that she hasn't done. So, and I'm grateful for that, because you get to learn from someone who has walked in those shoes, who has lived that kind of life, So fast forward, when I got the invite, I was like, wow, I was amazed. I was like, wow, Mbumi sees me, right? I knew she always saw me. She always, because she became my sister. She became, family to me, because I got to just continue being a part of the work that she does, and get to be closer, even closer with those around her, just to kind of, not that I'm friends with the people that are friends with her, but what I'm trying to say is that I love her mom so much. When I see her mom, I just melt. I interact with her, for example. So I love her sister. So basically what I'm trying to say is that I get to warm up in her space in a way, because of her heart. All right. So when she invited me, I really was excited. At the same time, I was like, "Who? I'm gonna be in a room with Mpumi." So I think growing up, not necessarily growing, I was in a debating team, real fam. I was in the debating team. It's starting again. You'll get it now. So I was in a debating team at school, and I did pretty well. But I've always had this thing of thinking that my English is not the greatest. Like, oh, I'm not speaking the right English. Like, I'm a critic. I criticize myself all the time. Like, the videos that I create, I would feel like, oh, I didn't create, I shouldn't have said this word. I should have used that word. I've always felt like I need to be perfect or perfect my English. So I found myself in the room with people that I look up to, people that I feel like they're well spoken. And that kind of what made me lose out on being fully present. I don't know if you've watched that video. You can go to Mpumi's YouTube channel, go to the Wisdom and Wellness podcast, and look for that video. If you know me, you know me. You'll see that video, okay? Just a couple of episodes back, so you can check it out. Or actually, I'll link it here, okay? And let me tell you something. I'll link it here, but that video, I've never watched it to this day. I think now I'm ready to watch it. And mainly because the other day, last year, I think around October, we got to have an event, and I happened to say something in an event, and I was saying it to Mpumi, telling her about the fact that I really felt like you see me, but I did not see myself so much in that room, and I didn't watch that video until this point. And I remember after the event, she came up to me to say, if this will make you feel better, I also don't watch my videos, right? After creating, I criticize myself as well, but this is besides the point. My point here is that I haven't watched that video because I felt like I was not fully present. I was feeling intimidated in a way, right? And it has made me realize that I am myself, and I cannot expect to speak a certain way or for my English to be a certain way. The way I speak should be how I continue to speak. The fact that you can hear what I'm saying, the fact that I can make sense, articulate myself in a certain way that makes sense, then it's fine. I know that I want to get better. I want to, do better. I mean, I read books, I try and do all of that. But I've realized that trying to put pressure into trying to achieve something, you end up just not even going anywhere. So it got me to a point where I realized that actually this cannot be my life. I cannot, be ready or be granted an opportunity, and when I step into that room, I'm not ready or I'm shaken. So I choose not to be shaken when I step into rooms. And not because, like, forget about other people's level on of intellect, whatever, or where they are in life. It doesn't matter. In this case, what matters is that you stepping into a room that you are called for. You are deserving to be in that room. So never underestimate the fact that that room is where you belong. You belong there, and there's a reason why God placed you in that room. So with that said, real fam, I really wanted to share this unfiltered part of my life that I don't think I've shared with anyone, because I really felt anxious. And I remember calling Yvonne afterwards. I was so tempted to even tell Mpumi that, this is how I was feeling and all of that. But I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then I remember having a conversation with Yvonne, and I kept asking her, what do you think? Do you think I did good and all of that? And that was insecurity. That was me having some kind of low self-esteem and anxiety kicking in. I must tell you, after that, well, for almost 2 years, I was so anxious, feeling some type of way, and it was not nice. Actually, for a week, not 2 weeks, for a week, and it was not the greatest feeling at all. And I remember I did a video. I don't know if I'll find that video. I'll share it. So when you listen to that video, it will make sense, based on what you've heard now. I don't know if I'm the only one, but when you really want to do something the best way possible and do it perfectly so. And I know this nothing is perfect, but to give it your all, and you start feeling anxious. Like this week for me has been that I've been feeling so anxious because I did something and I felt like, oh, I could have done it better. I don't know if you've ever got that feeling. If you have, please comment. Let's talk about it. Let's gather here and talk about that. For this whole week, I've been so anxious. Like, oh no, I could have done it better. No, no, but like, how do you do it this way? And this is not in any way to say maybe I'm not capable or I'm not good or I'm not smart enough or whatever. But it's just that thing, because you start saying to yourself, but come on, girl, like, why? You've been through this. I thought you've passed this stage. Like, you have a meeting with yourself, and this has nothing to do with confidence or feeling like you lack confidence or whatever, but it's just that thing when you like, oh, I just needed to get it right. So I've been so anxious the whole week and I still have a headache. I've had a headache from like, yeah, the whole week. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I mean, I even shared it with my friends, and a friend of mine said that was your inner child. I kind of went into context, right? So, and she said that was your inner child responding because you find yourself in a space where you probably thought about it, you probably wished for that moment, and then when that moment comes, that little person in you who is, excited and all that, has this fear and all of that. Like, I wish I could share the video or the voice note. She explained it like nicely so, and she said the solution to that is, speak to that inner child. Like, just, confront that inner child and speak to her to say, Nthabi, no, we're gonna do this. We are here. This is what we're gonna do. So, ooh, yeah, that's how I'm feeling, and I have a headache still. But yeah, I just thought I should share. Basically, what I was saying on that video was that, like, denying yourself the joy of just being truly yourself and just accepting what you cannot control. Because I felt like for that whole week, I just focused on something that has passed, wishing that I could have done this, I could have done it this way, and all of that. And that was the challenge. That was the challenge because I denied myself an opportunity to just appreciate that week and do whatever, be the best me that week. Instead, I really focused on something that was bothering me. I know we're not perfect. I know that we go through things, but it's okay to, go through something, but don't stay there. So I think I stayed there a bit more, and that's why, this fly, and that's why I feel like it really affected me in a way. But where I'm going with this, real fam, is that I'm urging you to accept things that you cannot change. Right? I remember even during that time, my friend in Nthabi said to me, because I spoke to her, and this is what she said, and those words, ooh, chamiaka, they still remain. She said to me that, you know what, because I was telling her I'm feeling anxious or whatever, like all of that. And she said to me, you know what, you did the best that you could then. What you did was the best that you could do. So don't feel otherwise. And that's that. Like, that's it. That's it. It took me, a couple of days. It took me until she got to say it, to say, you did the best that you could. I felt some heavy load falling down. I'm like, ah, that sound. Like, that's it. That's it. That's really it. I did the best that I could. And the best that I could do was that. Yes, I know that there are certain things that I feel like, oh, I was feeling a certain way, anxious and all that. But you know what? Even though I don't think, maybe they might have picked it up, maybe not. But maybe, okay, basically what I'm saying is that the fact that I was the way I was, and still got, amazing feedback. The comments were insane. A lot of people were relating to my story and all that, and I just couldn't help but just be grateful. And I was like, no one was actually picking up the anxiety or whatever that I was feeling. And it made me now go back and go back to self to say, girl, you don't need to try and be something that you're not. Just be yourself. Just be you, and be okay with the fact that you belong in that room. Understand that you belong in that room. Mpumi sees you, you see her, she appreciates you, you appreciate her. You appreciate Yvonne, you appreciate, the relationship that you guys have. So you belonged in that room. There's a reason why you were in that room. Yes, you've always looked up to this woman, but the fact that she even allowed her to be in her space, in her living room, having coffee. What? Tell me if that is not God. I I'm not gonna even touch or entertain, what the internet usually says about certain people and all of that. Because I know that my girl has gotten a lot of bashing around social media. People talk about how mean she is or whatever the case may be. But anyway, this is not part of the conversation. What I'm saying is that I am going to give you your flowers. If you deserve those flowers, I'm going to give you those flowers. Mbumi deserves the flowers. And I didn't just say it. I literally bought her flowers and gave her those flowers because she deserves them. She's an amazing person, and she inspires me a lot. So just to wrap up, this conversation really, it's about understanding that, you know you are seen in this world, and you should not find yourself in rooms and think that you're not deserving. The fact that you are in that room, it means that you are called to be in that room. You are deserving to be in that room. Never doubt that. Never in any way feel inadequate, feel like you're not deserving. And I think it's high time you start believing in yourself a little bit more. I know for a fact that there were times where I feel like I was not very much confident in myself. It's like I know that I'm amazing. I know that my work is insane. I can do great work. I'm a very good web designer. I'm a good graphic designer. I'm a good YouTuber, if I have to say so myself. I don't care how many views I'm getting at this point. I think I love the camera, and I think the camera loves me. And I think I love the fact that I'm an empowering person, okay? So I am going to give myself those flowers as well. And it's high time I realize that I cannot just sit and degrade myself and not speak life to myself. I've attended seminars, events like wellness empowerment event that really allows me to really better my life. And I got to a point sometime last year where there are certain events that I don't compromise, by the way. Like if that event, I know very well that come rain or shine, I'm going to go there. So there are certain events that I decided to take a break on, all right? And I was like, I've been attending events, I've been, taking in. It's high time that everything that I've taken from all these events, I start implementing them. I start putting them to action, because I feel like, what's the point of always going to events, but you come back and then you're still feeling like, okay, I'm not sure and all that. You step into a room and you feel like you're not deserving to be in that room. So what I'm trying to say, Ralph, is that on this very moment, I have allowed God to take over. I have allowed God to take charge, to show me, to guide me, to lead me. I cannot do it alone. And as much as I understand that I'm human, that I cannot expect things to always go perfectly, things won't always go perfectly. And even the most perfect people that you look at, that you think are perfect, They also go through it. They also have their own mistakes. So do not look at someone as perfect way of doing things, not in inverted commas, of course, and you think, oh wow, like they have it all figured out. Oh my word, when they look in the camera, they just flow. You see people getting 1 million views on YouTube, and you're like, why not me? Why not me? I refuse to give up on my channel. I refuse to give up on, doing the best that I can. I refuse to allow anyone, and I mean anyone, I refuse to let anyone tell me that I'm not capable. I refuse. I know myself. I'm going to continue working on myself. Real fam, I'm not just talking to myself, I'm talking to you. I am talking to you as well. You need to find that in you. And just because you got rejected, just because certain people didn't see your value, I am telling you, real fam, you amazing. And you should not even let that shake you in any way. You have yourself and you've got God. Don't sit on things that you cannot change. Don't sit on things that you cannot control. Allow yourself to really be you, to work on you, work on yourself. Constantly work on yourself. Constantly work on being the best version of yourself, okay? I really have to let this sink in, because all of this is self-work. What you see here, this glow, can we also admire the glow? Can we, if you're still watching to this moment, can you comment there and just say, yeah, we see the glow? Oh, real fam, I love myself too much. Oh, my shoe, what is it doing? I love myself too much, and I appreciate myself too much, and I think I'm really blessed rather. I think this is grace. All of this is grace. All of this is God, like God's grace. And just going back to what I said, because it's very important. Real fam, inside work is just out of this world. If you can take time to work, like, kamu ting man, want to line, understand? You understand? The person from within, like, really work on the person from within. You will see her come out. You will see her glow. You will see her shine. And I must say, that's what I'm seeing with myself. I'm seeing myself shine. I'm seeing myself glow. I'm seeing myself, you know, one line. So really give yourself time to work on yourself, and everything else will fall into place. Will fall into place, because that's what it is. That's really what it is. What the next person says about you matters not. What you say about yourself, though, girl, Abuti, remember, it's not just girls. Girl, brother, whatever you say to yourself, I'm telling you, what you say to yourself matters the most. And what God says about you. Should I even continue? Should I even continue? What God says about you? Like, let me not even continue. Let me not even jinx it, because if I carry on with this, it's I'm gonna mess it up. But I hope you get me. And as I wrap up, real fam, really, Unfiltered Grace is about this. As raw as I am, I came to you telling you how I feel, how I almost let something take over my week. Probably a part of my lifetime. Because remember, when you're feeling anxious and when you're feeling not so confident and all that, that can affect certain areas of your life, not just one area. So I had to make sure that I don't allow that to happen. No ways. I refuse. I refuse. Okay? I refuse. So, real fam, with that said, I love and appreciate you. I think I'm gonna end this video here. But also, I just want you to really understand that these conversations are not just conversations, but we are really trying to, change the narrative, change how we speak, how we think, change how we look at ourselves, change at how we do things, right? In as much as I wake up daily and do my routines, go out and exercise, go out and or meditate, or do my devotions, or pray, go to church, whatever. As much as I do all of those things, I think it's very important that um, when I get to soak into such areas of my life, I also allow you as part of my community to really understand that you can actually find things that are for you, things that will allow you to be you and to do you. Okay? So, with that said, I hope that you are going to love being here. If you haven't subscribed and you're still here, hello, please subscribe, because clearly you love us. Clearly, you love being a part of the real fam, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the love that you're showing me. Thank you for the support. I don't take it for granted, and I know for a fact that, you know what, all this content will go a long way. May you continue to be the best version of yourself. May you continue to find your unfiltered areas of your life and just be as raw as possible and just live your life and be you, do you, man. Like, don't try to be something that you're not. Just do you, be you, and live. More than anything, live and prosper, find that purpose, find that zeal, find that thing about you, and forget about everything else, forget about anyone else. If you feel like you want to pick up the camera, pick up the camera, say something. Forget about everyone else. Forget about how far people are going. Forget about how the Grace Montlanas are getting a million views every second. Forget about that. Instead, be inspired by them and find your unique way of doing things. Eventually, you will get to find what works for you. You will get to find what is more, what speaks to you more, and all of that. And the rest is the rest is history. That's all I'm saying, right? Don't give up on yourself. Just don't. And before I wrap up, remember that you will try, and maybe as you try, you will fail, or you will fall. Not fail, but you will fall. Remember to get up, get back up, and then dust yourself up and then continue, right? If you need to pause and look around and ask for assistance there and there, do it. But go back, going back, no. We're going forward, honey. Forward we go, okay? With that said, I love and appreciate you. It's been lovely. I'm your host, Real Talk with Nthabi, and this is Unfiltered Grace. I love you. Mwah. Don't forget to make today count. In actual fact, we need a slogan for Unfiltered Grace. We need a slogan for Unfiltered Grace. Don't forget to make today count is for Real Talk with Nthabi. We need one for Unfiltered Grace. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Love you. Cheers for now.